Hi guys, it's Jelly from Feeling Jelly Arts here, and the year has finally changed. We are at the beginning of 2026, and as usual, my first convention of the year is going to be Desucon Frostbite. I am super excited, so let's go! Since it is the first event of the year, I have actually quite a lot of things to do. I am updating some of my pricing, so I have to make new price sheets. I have to make a new, what is it called? Yeah, price sheet, and also some new price tags for things. I'm also getting some new merch. You can see the package has just arrived this morning, and I did take a peek, but I want to show you guys as well. And as Desucon has these really tiny small tables, I am actually doing a test setup for this event. I have to say before we head into the merch box that the Finnish convention scene here in the middle of winter is quite quiet, so I am super excited to be included in Desucon Frostbite. It is one of the bigger events during the whole year, and it is the biggest event taking place at the start of the year. The other events at this time of the year are actually really small and quite new, so Desucon is, I think, the place to be at the end of January. It is also actually highly competitive to get into Desucon Frostbite, as there are no other big conventions going on. I think most everyone wants to apply to Desucon, so I applied to their vendor hall, but sadly didn't get accepted there. Happily, I am going to the Artist Alley side this year. Last year I was a vendor, but this year I am doing the Artist Alley on Saturday. That works perfectly for me. I feel like my sales in the Artist Alley tend to be much better than vendor hall, at least in Desucon. I feel like a lot of the attendees only visit the Artist Alley, and also they are more keen on shopping immediately when they see something on the Artist Alley, because they know that the vendors are switching for Sunday. So I think it's gonna be a really busy day for me. The other good side about doing the Artist Alley only on one day is the fact that I get to also enjoy the event. I am taking my assistant with me from Friday through Sunday, so that we can actually do some attending as well. Especially on Sunday, I want to check the vendor hall and the Sunday Artist Alley, and maybe we will do some rhythm games, since we both actually really enjoy those. And yeah, just enjoying the convention vibe a bit more. Desucon also has this really strange reputation, I have to say, that some people only do the two Desucons and maybe Tracon every year, so they have a lot of attendees who don't do any other conventions, so it's actually quite important to be at least in one of their events every year. And for me, this Frostbite is a much better timing during the year, since the summer Desucon is usually right after Hypecon, and I want to do Hypecon in the summer, so I think I'm gonna be skipping the summer convention in the future and prefer this WinterCon anyway. Next up, let's check out the package. I have the box with me. I am quite excited, as maybe many of you know. I am so immersed in Kachiakuta right now, and I just couldn't help myself. There is engine pillows, also Rudo pillows. Here's a bit of restock. I don't know if you can see through the plastic, but it's real. Also got some wreaths. And here's some Kachiakuta follow. Angel from Chainsaw Man. Actually Amo. I did also watch The Summer Hikaru Died and enjoyed it quite a lot. So there is gonna be Hikaru and Yoshiki. And yeah, there is Guita from Kachiakuta. And I did one more Rengoku because I still love him. There is Tamsi. Yeah, I do also have a Jabber from Kachiakuta, but I cannot find him right now. Also some Bungo Stray Dogs characters and Attack on Titan characters as well. So what happens to my merch after I open the box? Usually I check that everything is okay, that the amounts are correct, and then all of the charms go into these boxes behind me. I am unsure if everything is going to fit. I only have one empty box here. And pillows and other stuff I usually store below here, like in the shelf here. And I have a big cardboard box for all of the pillowcases, and it is already currently full, so I don't know what to do with these guys. I guess I will just have to try and cut back my stock in the future so that I do not run into these issues again. I have already done my best last year to make smaller orders and wait for the stock to go down a bit so that I don't actually fill the whole apartment with my merch, but it's quite difficult when there's so many cool characters. I just got rejected from the second convention this spring, and damn, it stings. Even though it always sucks to get a rejection, I'm actually not that sad about it at all. I think that conventions always try to choose those vendors and artists that suit their event the most. This time around it wasn't me for these two conventions, and there's really nothing I can do about it anymore. There's no use crying about things that I cannot change anymore. So instead I think I'm gonna focus fully my attention on this Frostbite so that I can do my best here and not worry about conventions that I'm not doing. It is currently really difficult to get into some of these events here in Finland. I think Desucon Frostbite especially is really highly competitive, but also other big conventions are that as well. The amount of applicants have increased in the last years since the global you-know-what happened, and there are so many talented young artists coming to this scene full of excitement. It is really easy to get all of the information you need about doing artist alleys these days, so it is easier than ever to start doing them. And yeah, the competition just keeps getting harder and harder. That just basically means that the conventions have a difficult choice, of course, picking who they want in their convention, but they get to pick the best and the exact ones that they want. So most conventions here in Finland use this portfolio-based system for choosing all of their artists and even for their vendors sometimes, and that way they can choose the artists that fit their themes best. And sometimes I feel like it is a kind of a hit and miss. Since I'm really anime heavy artist, sometimes my portfolio just doesn't work for Western media focused events. So there's no use crying about it. Let's just move on towards the next convention. Just look at these babies! Oh my god! One of these Rudos just might get to stay home with me. He's so cute! It is finally time to build the setup, and as you can see, my furry little kitty babies are helping me throughout the process. Mohi, our red cat, is such a diva. He was thinking that the camera was all for him. And Noki, our blue and white kitty, always wreaks havoc. He wants to cause problems and climbs on the structure as always. This time around I built the test setup in record time, so it is almost ready. Okay, so as you can see, the fortress is ready, and actually I only have 4 cubes worth of space, and as you can see I am kind of cheating here. Desucon is one of the rare conventions that allow going past your table space as long as it doesn't bother anyone. So if I can, I will add this here, otherwise it will come straight from the wall. I am in a corner space where I have a neighbor on this side, but there's only like a railing on this side, so it might be possible for me to do it. Before I take this down, I still think that I want to test how much stuff fits actually here, and also the same for the other side. I want to see how much of the prints are going to be covered by the things that I plan on putting here. As you can see, not that many pillows fit up there. I am planning on placing most of the new stuff up there, so at least those get a lot of visibility. But also this catalog of the pillows will help definitely with the pillow sales. So for the floor I actually will have stickers. They will fill this space, also most of the front. Here also button pins on this side, and then my charm standee up here. So what I do with the boxes is going to be really important. So the reason that I still do these test setups even after doing conventions for 4 or so years is that when the table size changes, I just have to make sure that everything fits. I am also getting super tired of taking extra stuff with me to the convention, so actually making sure that I have all of the pieces that I need and not bringing any extra pieces helps the weight that I have to carry. So just trying to make my own life easier with this, especially now that I'm again going by train. It helps that I ease on the load that I'm carrying. Trying to make my suitcases as lightweight as possible, which is of course impossible with considering that I have to take all of the pillows and the 1,000 charms that I carry in my stock. So now that I see that everything works, I am just gonna take down the setup and set all of the pieces aside so that when I start packing, I have them readily available for me. I just have to add that putting the prints, attaching the prints on the cubes ahead of time really saves my time during the convention setup. I used to take like 3 hours to set up, but for Sumikon Soppu, where I did this the first time, I was ready in 1 hour, so this really pays off for me at least. So I'm gonna keep doing it from now on. So next we take down the fortress and start packing. Good morning, guys. It is a new day. We have about a week before we have to head out to Desucon, and it is now time to pack. I have taken everything out. It is like easily available for me right now, so I'm just gonna throw everything in the suitcases and hope that everything fits. It should, as I am not taking all of the stock with me, but I know that it's gonna be a struggle as always. So let's pack. So I usually plan ahead of time what I'm gonna bring. I make small bags of my big stickers and lanyards and bookmarks and stuff like that, after estimating how many of each I'm going to sell. A little bit of planning makes the actual packing a lot easier. Okay, so we're now all packed up. It was surprisingly easy, except that I have not yet packed all of the stuffed pillows or the filling. I actually made an oopsie and almost forgot to order more of the pillow filling. I did it last minute on Friday evening, and now I'm hoping that it arrives. I need to lend my husband's sporting bag to pack all of that. I still may need to pack some extra pillows in the suitcases as well, but we will see that last minute on Thursday night. Noki, as usual, is helping. Always so helpful. Today is Wednesday, and luckily my cotton filling arrived on time, and now I just have to make some readjustments to my suitcases, and then I will be ready for Friday. Noki says that I am not allowed to leave without him, so he has already claimed one of the suitcases. So cute! Sorry, but I have to go. Okay, it is now day 0, so the Friday of Desucon Frostbite. Today is actually a convention day already, so while we are doing a setup, the convention actually also starts. I am heading out soon to the train station to go to Lahti, and I know that my helper Rota is already on the train, and we will meet at the train station when we arrive, and after that we are heading straight to the Sibelius house for the setting up of the table, and that's about it for the day for us. I think we might try to enjoy the convention as well a bit while we are there, but then early enough to bed for the big day tomorrow. So in a second, heading out to the train station. Let's go. Okay, yay, I have reached Lahti now. Next I have to grab Rota. I don't know if they have arrived in Lahti yet, but hopefully soon. And then we are riding taxi to Sibelius' house to do the setup. I'm actually more excited than nervous, so yay, no anxiety yet. And here we are, let's go! We have made it now, and here is our spot. This entire space is for storage for the two of us. Here, soon we are setting up, just taking a little breather, checking out the place. Happy to be here once again, so let's do it. And I also have Rota here. Yay! We are almost at the stage where we lift up the structure, and then we are about finished. Rota is attaching the last of the flowers, and we are only building the structure, like I said before, for the day, since actually attendees are also welcome to come up on the balconies tonight. I thought they wouldn't, but they are, so now we lift up the structure. So this is how we'll leave it for tonight, and we'll be back early tomorrow to finish it off with all of the products. I think if people want to see some of the prints or the available pillows, that's totally fine. Just hoping that the tote bags are not gonna get nicked or that the lanyards don't get nicked. But yeah, hoping that everything survives the night just fine. Next. Rota is avoiding the camera. Next we are playing some rhythm games and then heading to the hotel. So, yes. Bye. Good morning. We are heading out to breakfast and then to the venue. Let's go. Sibelius house, here we come. And we are back. This is where we are right now, and let's finish it. And it's finished. We have a bit of a backlight, but I don't think during the winter it's gonna bother us that much. It is filled to the brim. I'm actually super happy that I could fit all of the magnets out here. It's easier for the customers to go through them. Also, I could fit all of the 5 sticker boxes, and everything is looking super nice. We still have about 30 minutes to go, and I will then go check out the artist alley. I have some business to do before we open, so I am handling that. Yeah, it looks really cute. I mentioned about doing new labels or price sheets. This is the reason why I have included these bundle deals for the stickers. They have been really requested, so I'm hoping that people notice the bundles this time around. So yeah, now let's do some business, and then we are opening in 30 minutes. It is literally the calm before the storm. In just a second we will open, and look, here is a queue coming up the stairs, and the other side looks the same. Okay, now it's 10 o'clock and we are open. So we are now about 2 hours into the show, and it has been pretty solid so far. I am hoping that it picks up a bit from here, and it tends to be the busiest from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. so there's still hope for that. Kajiakuta has sold really well so far. We even sold 1 pillow and 1 standee, so that is always great. And someone even complimented my shirt today. I am wearing Kokurakugai, which is also a series that I am super excited about, so I can only say that it's going really well so far, and I'm hoping that it stays the same or even picks up a bit. So yeah. So we are now at about the halfway point, so 4 hours of sales are behind us, and we have also reached the halfway point of my goal, so that is always good. The sales have been kind of sporadic, so people come in groups, and then there's quite long queues at points, and then sometimes the table or the front of the table is even empty, so it feels a bit weird. It is now 3 p.m. and so it is now about 3 p.m. and we sold so many pillows that we're almost out of the filling. Of course, that is great news for me. The sales otherwise have been kind of slow. We are getting towards my goal, but like I said before, people are arriving sporadically, so you never know what happens. I also think that there is kind of a problem with the small table, since basically only 2 or 3 people fit in front of it at once, and people are actually taking a long time to consider what they want to purchase, which is totally fine. I think it's good to consider what you are buying and not just buying blindly, and that just slows the sales down quite a bit. So that's what's happening here. Queues are forming since people are taking their time, and then the sales are slow. We are now nearing the last hour of the Saturday, and as you can see, it has gotten quite dark outside, and people have a really hard time seeing anything at my table. So I guess this was the downside of this spot here in the winter time. I am now literally out of the cotton filling, so the pillows have sold really well. The new pillows have sold really well, and last year's popular designs have also sold really well. I kind of wish that I had brought some extra lights aside from my fairy lights, but it is what it is. We are now grinding the last hour, and then unfortunately the artist alley life is over for us. So tomorrow is just a normal convention day. Okay, the day is now over. Rhoda is here swinging, waiting to get to tear down the table, and we did great. We just passed the amount that I wanted to get by €2 with one huge last minute sale, so thank you for that. I noticed that a lot of the attendees do not know that all of the artists are changing overnight, and a lot of last minute sales came from that. I have to say that the new sticker bundles sold surprisingly well, so it was definitely worth changing the pricing for the stickers. Also, I sold a few lanyards, which makes the price change for the lanyards a good decision as well. So now we are taking down the setup, and more of my thoughts maybe this evening, or maybe once I have returned home. But yeah, tomorrow we have a normal convention day as visitors, and I'm also looking forward to that. So now we take down the setup. Okay, day 3. I just got us tickets to the AMV competition, and soon we are at Sibelius' house again. So today just as attendees, and here's the compilation. It has now been a week since Desucon Frostbite ended. Unfortunately, I had to go straight back to my full-time job, so this is kind of a delayed response to everything that happened, but I will be trying my best to summarize the convention, so let's talk about it. I feel like this convention really reminded me about how much fun Desucons can be. Last year when I was in the vendor hall, I was like completely in a working mode, but since this time around I could do the artist alley on only one day, I feel like I also got to enjoy the show a lot more. I feel like this time around, even though the vending itself or the selling itself was kind of hectic because of the small table, there were queues and a lot of people all the time, but I really enjoyed all of the chats that I had during the setup and after the actual sales time was over. Rhoda unfortunately had to do almost the entire takedown of the setup on their own, but they didn't seem to complain. I was talking so much with so many different people, and I just feel like I'm super happy to be part of this community. I also just loved the fact that we could chill out on Sunday, we could sleep in on Sunday morning and enjoy the convention and then return back home early enough for me to actually do some inventory counting and just like relaxing before heading back to work on Monday morning. I usually prefer to take Mondays off after conventions, but this time around my workplace denied my request for a day off. So yeah, I can say this past week has been pretty tiring, but I made it. So it is, of course, about personal choices. If I wasn't doing Artist Alley's as a side hustle, I would not have this kind of issues. So the downsides in this convention was the size of the table. It is so small, but I guess that is the same problem for everyone. Maybe in the future I will try to optimize even more so that I have less things on show so that people can either decide faster or that they can just see everything kind of with one glance. That would be the optimal, but let's see if I can ever get to that point. The other problem that I had was the fact that the ceiling lights on the second floor balcony were so high up that my table got really dark in the evening. A lot of people complained about not seeing well enough, and I said that please use your phone's flashlight or anything to see better. It was not something that I could help with. I wish that I could have known this ahead of time and could have brought some lights, but I have never had the same issue before in this convention, so I think it was specific only for those two tables. Aside from these 2 points, I think the convention went really smooth. I have no complaints. I think the communications are great. The Artist Alley coordinator does their best. Everything just rolls really smoothly. Everyone does what they know to do and it just works. I know, however, that sometimes other artists have had problems with the ticket sales as they guarantee only a ticket for all of the artists and you cannot get a ticket from that like bundle for your helper, so you have to actually fight all of the other attendees for your helper's ticket, and those tickets tend to sell out really fast, so sometimes it becomes really stressful and it can be really difficult to grab a ticket for your helper. Luckily, I have never had issues with that. Somehow my phone saves the day every time. It goes really fast and I have gotten a ticket every time from my assistant, but I know that some people have had problems with this. So if you are applying to Desucon's Artist Alley and you need a helper, be prepared to fight for a ticket for them. Numbers wise, this convention is not the best convention for me, but I do not mind since I always have so much fun. This time around we made about 2,000 euros in gross sales, and my final profit after all of the costs was about 900 euros. The costs of this convention tend to be a bit higher since everyone and their moms want to be in this city during this time, and it is kind of a small city, so all of the accommodations tend to be really expensive during this convention time, and also travel was really expensive this time around, and I of course want to pay my assistants really well, so that was also a high cost. You might think that 900 euros of profit sounds really good, but of course from that number I have not even reduced all of my product making costs, because for me personally it is just too difficult to estimate that into the sales number. I have a huge stock which I am bringing to every convention, but I am of course not selling out on everything. So the stock goes from one event to another, and I just cannot calculate that in my head to see how much I actually spent in product costs. I know that I was supposed to cut down on the amount of conventions that I'm doing, and I was not planning on applying for Desucon Summer, but since I had just so much fun in this event, I think I'm gonna apply and try to cut my costs somehow to make the profits better for me. And yeah, you never know if you even get accepted with how competitive it is, but I think that I'm gonna try and do my best. If you like this video, please leave a like, comment or subscribe, and don't forget to check out my other socials. I will be leaving all of the links below. I have also updated all of the new merch in my online shop, so do also check that out. I unfortunately don't know what event I am doing next. I usually like to share my next event here, but I have so far not gotten accepted any of the shows this spring or summer yet. I'm hoping to get some news next week, but you never know what happens, so stay tuned for what is coming next. For now, I say bye.